We are here today to discuss whether Narcissus was a little selfish bitch boy or if he deserved better. Prosecution, your stance?
Everybody knows the story. His vanity was his downfall. We even named Narcissism after him. He is simply, in your words, a little selfish bitch boy.
Thank you, Von Karma. Defense?
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, I'm not biased or anything, but I'm a Narcissus Apologist and proud, so fuck you. Let's get into this.
Here we go.
Well, Von Karma, why do you think he was selfish?
Like I said, everyone knows the story. He was so vain that upon gazing in his own reflection, he became transfixed and did not move until he perished. Foolish, really.
My sources say, fuck you, you're wrong, plus ratio.
How did you become a lawyer again?
I didn't.
Wait, what?
Keep the topic on hand, please.
Okay, fine. So, you think that he perished beside the lake because he was vain?
That is how the story goes, yes.
I'm starting to think that you and I did not read the same story.
Did he not fall in love with his reflection?
Well, yes.
So vanity was the cause of his death.
That would be true if he'd known it was himself he was falling in love with.
What?
Well, if you spend any time reading the mythology written at the time, you'll quickly see he had no idea he was in love with himself.
I don't really see how that's possible.
It's called Greek Mythology, my dear. Not much of it makes sense, but it does have its own logic.
I'm going to regret asking this. What logic?
He was cursed.
He was cursed.
Mm-hmm.
And why, might I ask, was he cursed? And by who?
Quick and easy answer, he kept turning people down. One guy may have done the unalive. And so Nemesis cursed him.
Done the unalive?
Well, when he was cruelly spurned by Narcissus, Arminius took his sword and killed himself by the door, calling upon the goddess Nemesis to avenge him.
That?
Yeah, the ancient Greeks were a bit dramatic. Anyway, moving on. So essentially this guy Arminius asked Nemesis to curse him as he was dying, and so she agreed and cursed him so that if he should love, deny him what he loves.
But surely if he was cursed to love himself, he should say it was himself.
You'd think that, wouldn't you? In his childhood, his mother took Narcissus to see a prophet who told them that if he but failed to recognize himself, a long life he may have beneath the sun.
The words of a prophet mean nothing.
I'd be careful saying things like that if I were you. Anyway, in the same telling of the myth, it is written that at the lake, he knows not what he there beholds, but what he sees inflames his longing, and the arrow that deceives allures his eyes.
Well, that's just one telling.
Philostratus the Elder wrote, but you do not realize that the water represents you exactly as you are when you gaze upon it, but acting as though you had met a companion.
Okay, perhaps he didn't know it was himself, but he was still selfish.
And why is that?
You said it yourself. It's because it was cruelly spurned. Arminius and many others that he was given this curse.
It's not his fault that he's super hot and everyone's in love with him. Okay, fine. Being serious. The only instance recorded in which he directly spurned someone is Echo, and yes, he is kind of a prick to her, but in his defense, from his perspective, he's calling out to someone he can hear but not see, and then she strives to wind her arms around his neck. Now, if a stranger tried to hug me, I too would be rude to them, and the guy who committed unalive, well, if someone threatens to commit die because you won't date them, and then actually follows through, I really don't think that's the kind of person you want to be dating.
You have some points, I suppose.
All this to say, Narcissus was gay and deserved better.
I'm sorry, what?
I mean, Narcissus fell in love with a man. That's pretty gay if you ask me.
That's not...
Your Honor?
After listening to the two of you, I have no choice but to agree. Narcissus is gay. I mean, I pronounce that Narcissus did in fact deserve better and was not a selfish little bitch boy, and thus closes the case of Narcissus.